All right. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. The book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled How Single Mothers Affect Manhood. Yesterday, I was on a hangout with O'Shea Duke Jackson's channel. Subscribe if you haven't. You subscribe to me probably because of him, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But the show ended, and we had like a behind the scenes chat. It was me, Edward, Anderson, Nick. We want to say Young. I think George Macon. I think Erica Williams. Who am I missing? God dog it! I know I'm missing somebody. I know I can't get it off the top of my head right now, bro. I got a headache. Excuse me. But the conversation we was having was about are there more marriageable black men, more black men who are marriage material than black women. So Edward felt there was like 20% of women marriage material. George was like 20% of the men. Edward was like, yeah, I think that's being disingenuous. Me, I was like, okay, let's just go with 20 and 20, just for the sake of it. Since 70, plus percent of kids are raised in a single mother household, so let's just say it's 20% on both sides out of the people who came out of these households wind up being marriage material, or that's with the men and the women. And I started thinking about what happens is single mothers affect manhood because we've talked about this before, where guys grow up and hit a phase where they're dating females, because I don't want to say women, because this could be in their teenage years and college years as young adults, not necessarily as complete adults. But they'll date females as a certain types of females as a way to date, court, and maybe even save their own mom. That's why certain types are just attractive. Like, why are you messing with her? Because he's trying to save his mom. And that's what single mothers affect manhood, because they go through that phase. Guys call it the simp phase, and now because are you really simping for these? The question that is sometimes posed: are you simping for these women, or are you simping for your mom using these women? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't simp for your mama like that, right? So it affects your manhood, and because you don't see yourself as a man until you're your mom's savior. You dig? I want to make it one day and buy my mama a house and a car, make sure she never has to work again. And if I can't do that for her, I'm gonna do it for a female that in some ways reminds me of her. You get it? And one of the things we were talking about was, building a community, right? And that everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody is not gonna be welcome or allowed, or they won't have the skills. And one of the things I thought about was, one of the ways that the single mothering has affected manhood is that some guys might not feel man enough to be able to take on the responsibility of building, because they've been raised in such a way where they thought that their behaviors were right and productive. And to only grow up to become a man and realize that they're inadequate. So it's not just that some guys are pushing back against women or have to push back against women to feel like they have to assert themselves. It's also it's hard to take the responsibility of knowing that you're not man enough because your mama raised you not to be a man, and you can't admit your pride won't let you admit that you're lacking as a man, and you need work that you can only probably get from men around you. So you know that's in one of the ways where single mothers affect manhood, because we always talk about you can't raise a boy to be a man. Women can't raise boys to be men, and you know the guys don't want to admit that when we talk about guys being overly emotional or illogical or irrational or impulsive, they say you act like a female. And because we say that, and it's true, it's hard for a guy to admit that, you know, how am I going to be a protector and a provider when I can't protect myself from the femininity in my own spirit. You get what I'm saying? I can't provide myself enough masculinity to get over these feminine traits, and that's an internal struggle that comes with the effects of being raised by a single mother. And I'm not. I should have said it earlier. I'm not blaming because you're blaming black women. You're bashing black women. Oh my God, no. I'm just stating some stuff. And that's the thing, like, because when we talk about the guys, you can't say these guys, old quote, who's raising these guys? Are you calling these guys weak, and you calling these guys, lame, and you asking these guys aren't protectors, these guys aren't providers? And what happened when people ask who raised them? Well, who raised them? So these guys are weak because their view of manhood is through a woman's eyes. It's like, they were raised to be a man through Red Book. And if y'all don't know what that is, that's one of them female magazines in the grocery store. Cosmopolitan. How to Be a Man by Cosmopolitan. Like, first, make her feel happy. Second, make her feel happy. Third, make her feel happy. You see how that sounds different? It's just it's the effects. The situation of sometimes we respond wrong to things. It's because the effects being raised by a single mother. Like, you was raised to be more feminine. Some guys can talk that language to the women, and sometimes the game comes from actually being feminine, being in tune with how females act and react to stimulus, to feelings and words and whatnot. You learn that from ladies, oh baby, I love you. For real? Gotcha, bitch. you know. But let's move forward. Part of the effects of you know of being raised by a single mother is sometimes that female mind state is irresponsible, and then it teaches men that you can be irresponsible just like women can be irresponsible, but men don't have that support system. So they go out here and they do the same things that women do, and they get a sledgehammer smashed against their head, and it's like it's like reverse feminism. If you could fuck up like that and get help, I should be able to go out there and fuck up like that and get help, and it don't work like that. So that's how single mothers affect manhood, because some of the nature that these guys, women are hating about guys being lacking integrity and lying and disrespect, or just evasiveness. Y'all call bitch ass tendencies, because he got bitch ass tendencies because he was raised to think that bitch ass ways was okay. Because a lot of you ladies and men, we call that shit bitch tendencies because who usually does the conniving, trifling, lying, manipulating shit and thinks and acts like it's normal? It's the women. You know, that's why they never call those. You acting like acting like a real man ass man today. Oh, you acting like a real bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I think that's how single mothers affect manhood, because you're able to teach, these traits that men don't deem respectful and women don't deem respectful, and think that the consequences will be the same, and or don't work like that. I'm gonna get out of here because my head is banging right now. So y'all have a good day. We out.